Have you ever wondered why some men seem to have a magnetic presence, while others seem to be indifferent, even when they try everything? The answer is not in expensive clothes or self-help phrases. It is in the energy they carry inside their bodies. And I'm not talking about cheap mysticism. I'm talking about something that most men have never heard of, and the few who have misunderstood it. Semen retention is a game changer, but if you use this weapon the wrong way, it can destroy you from within. The truth is that no one told you this because it takes too much work to be that kind of man. The industry prefers you weak, distracted, and without energy. But when you start retaining, something changes. It's like you turn on beast mode, more focus, more decision-making power, more magnetism. But here's the secret that no one tells you: retention is not the ultimate goal. It's just the trigger. And if you make a mistake using this force, it will become your greatest enemy. This video is not meant to convince you of anything. It is meant to show you a path that few people know about, and that will transform your life from the inside out. No empty promises, no bullshit. Just the truth that no one wants to tell. So, if you have the courage to look inside and awaken what is dormant, hold on tight, because what comes next could turn your world upside down. There is a force within every man that has been dormant over the years. It is called primal drive. When semen retention comes into play, this force begins to awaken. The mesolimbic system, which connects desire to action, begins to be reconnected as if someone had reconnected the wires in his brain to a high-voltage generator. This is no exaggeration. What was once just fantasy and distraction becomes movement, desire, urgency. Libido stops being just about pleasure and becomes a driver of conquest. Most men today live as if they had cut this vital thread. They ejaculate every day, lose focus, energy, and sense of direction. You know that guy who plans 1,000 things but doesn't get anything done? In many cases, he is stuck in a cycle of easy dopamine, videos, quick pleasures, momentary gratification. Semen retention changes that. The accumulated energy starts to bother you, but it is this discomfort that pushes you to act. Nature doesn't want this force to remain still. It wants you to get up, produce, create. After a few weeks of semen retention, your body sends a new type of signal. Your mind starts to think more about goals than random desires. You get that uncontrollable urge to go to the gym, learn something new, organize your life. It's as if a forgotten part of your biology wakes up saying, "Hey, remember who you are?" And the best part is that it doesn't feel forced. You just do it. Doing what needs to be done stops being an effort and becomes a natural reflex. Let's look at a practical example. Imagine a man who has always procrastinated studying English. After 30 days of procrastination, he starts studying every day, without anyone telling him to.
Why?
Because his brain stopped looking for cheap dopamine and started feeding on real achievement. That's the secret. When you hold on to your essence, you're not just accumulating sperm, you're accumulating decision, presence, purpose. Your body responds like a lion that's been let out of its cage. And if you feel this fire rising within you, know that it is still just beginning. As time passes, this primal system becomes more active. Focus sharpens, the chest opens, mental clarity increases. But as this energy arises, something curious begins to happen, and that is when physical presence and silent dominance come into play. When a man practices semen retention for long enough, something changes in the invisible language of his body. His gaze becomes firmer, his posture straightens, his speech slows down. And it's not because he's forcing it, it's as if his body begins to communicate with the environment more powerfully, without the need for words. It's biological dominance. The energy that used to escape him begins to condense within him. And this, as subtle as it may seem, is felt by everyone around him. If you are just starting out with semen retention and want to learn how to practice it the right way, safely and with results, I have prepared an essential ebook for beginners. It is a direct, simple, and transformative step-by-step guide. The link is in the first pinned comment. A classic example: a man walks into a room and doesn't need to say anything. People look at him, pay attention, and feel something different. It's not because of his clothes or his haircut. It's the energy field he carries. Semen retention creates this frequency. And do you know what's even more curious? Other people start to adapt to this frequency. Some try to compete, others feel inspired. But everyone, without exception, feels it. It's as if his body is saying, "I know who I am." This type of dominance does not shout or impose. It simply exists. The man who controls his energy becomes naturally centered. He does not need to prove anything. He does not need to raise his voice. He has a silent authority. He is the opposite of the noisy peacock who seeks attention at all costs. Retention brings such strong internal coherence that the external responds without resistance. This is true in meetings, encounters, negotiations. Those who have control of themselves earn the respect of others. Want to apply this to your daily life? Start by observing your gaze. When you are with someone, maintain eye contact for longer. Breathe slowly. Speak less, but with presence. The secret is to act like someone who already has what they are looking for. With 15, 30, 60 days of semen retention, this will no longer be a technique. It will be your new way of being. The body assumes this role naturally because biologically it understands that there is now something to protect, something valuable inside you. And it is precisely at this point that many fall into a dangerous trap. They feel this power blossoming, but they don't know how to deal with it. The energy grows, the presence increases, but if there is no direction, it can turn into chaos. And here comes the mistake that many make without realizing it. Herein lies the greatest danger of semen retention, the illusion that holding energy is enough. Many men start practicing it, feel their bodies bubbling with power, but they don't have the structure to sustain this strength. The result? They explode. They become irritated, impatient, and start arguing over anything. They sleep poorly, lose focus, and feel that something is wrong, even though they did everything right. And do you know why? Because this energy was not transmuted. It was trapped inside, spinning without direction. It's like putting jet fuel in a popular car. The power is absurd, but without the right vehicle, it becomes a disaster. A man who holds back semen but doesn't direct that force enters a state of constant tension. He wants to solve everything by force. He loses his sensitivity. He starts to want to fight in traffic, argue with colleagues, make impulsive decisions. And worst of all, he blames himself for not working. But the error is not in the retention. It's in the lack of a channel for this energy to flow. That's why the experienced mentor teaches, transmuting is more important than retaining. If energy doesn't become a project, training, art, purpose, it turns into anxiety. A man with no way out becomes a time bomb. A man with a mission becomes an unstoppable force. Want a practical example? Get a notebook and write down 3 things where you can invest your energy every day. Training your body, studying something difficult, or creating something with your hands. It seems simple, but these are the channels that transform pressure into power. And when a person learns this, everything changes. They realize that they don't need to fight against energy, they need to dance with it. Channeling is not about rigid control, it's about allowing the force to find form. An artist uses it to paint, a programmer to create brilliant codes, an entrepreneur to scale a business. Each person will have a unique destiny. What matters is creating structure. With discipline, clarity, and rituals that sustain this new lifestyle. But ironically, this is where many people get lost again, because they think the goal is to retain forever. And it's not. Semen retention is a tool, not a throne. The power it brings is just the beginning. What you do with it is what defines who you will become. And that, my friend, is where the real game begins. Everything I'm explaining to you here, I explain more calmly in my ebook The Power of Semen Retention. It was made for those who are starting from scratch and want to know how to apply semen retention in their daily lives in a healthy way, without crazy things or exaggerations. It is a practical guide, straight to the point. Now that you understand the brutal power behind semen retention, the question remains, what are you going to do with this force? Are you going to continue letting your energy slip through your fingers, or are you going to take control of your life once and for all? Because deep down, you know, there's a monster sleeping inside, waiting for direction. But without purpose, even a lion gets lost. And most men who fail, it's not for lack of power, it's for lack of intelligent use. Maybe this is the moment to turn the page. Have you ever thought about how different your life would be today if you had started this 6 months ago? And if you started now, where could you be in 6 months? This practice transforms not only your body, but your destiny. And it all starts with a simple decision: to stop wasting what makes you a man. So be honest with yourself. Why continue living below your potential? I want to hear from you. What was the point that impacted you the most? Have you ever practiced semen retention? Did you get any results? Or are you just starting out and want some guidance? Tell me in the comments. Let's exchange experiences and grow together. Here, no one walks alone. If this content helped you in any way, leave a like, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell. This is just the beginning. In the next videos, I will show you how to use this energy to transform your mind, your body and your life. Are you ready for this journey?